My son is an overachiever. He likes to do things a little early, so he decided to come early. So I was in Maryland working, and Mahala and the kids, they were in North Carolina. So one morning, I get to work by 8 o'clock. Mahala calls me and says, I'm going into labor. It's like, okay. So I knew it was going to take about 4 or 5 hours to get from Maryland back to Raleigh, where Mahala was in the hospital. So I started my ride. By the time I get there, I walk in, Mahala is there in the recovery room. She just had a C-section with Bo. And things were, I was thrilled, excited, pumped up, but Mahala just looked a little different.
I received the diagnosis still laying on the table, waiting to finish being, taken care of after having a C-section. And the doctor, Bo's doctor, who had come from the NICU, came in and got right beside me, very compassionate, and said, "We see that your baby has some characteristics of Down syndrome." And I was very concerned because for the longest they would not come and talk to me, but I knew something was wrong, so I thought that Bo was not going to live. So it was a tad bit of a relief to know that it was just Down syndrome, but still everything kind of melted away, and I was felt like I was so alone in this room and exposed and just very vulnerable. And once I went into recovery and Bo went to the NICU, the grief and the sadness and I think Norman said it was heartbreaking, all of that hit. And the life that we expected and the baby that we expected was not the baby that we got.
Initially, I was shocked. I think I really may have been completely transparent on this side 3 years later. A little heartbroken because I had this one belief of what life was going to be with Bo, and then to get the diagnosis, I wasn't sure how I could handle that.
A few hours later, I reached out to the North Carolina Down Syndrome Alliance, and within 24 hours, someone was in our room with us, and it was someone who was a parent to a child with Down syndrome, and she was able to give us so much hope. And one of our concerns was, what does this mean for his older siblings? Frankly, this is not fair. And she made the comment that a baby was going to change their lives. The baby was going to change everyone's life in your family. It didn't matter if the baby was diagnosed with Down syndrome or any other condition. A baby changes everything. And so by the time she left, she was so kind and gave so much time to ask me what our fears were, ask Norman what his fears and concerns were, and walked us through each and every one. And by the time she left, we actually felt like we had turned the corner from gloom and doom to hope and excitement about our future with Bo.
It was almost like an angel had walked in the room and was really put me at ease and put Mahala at ease, because initially my thoughts were, okay, how long do I need to live? What do I need to do to make sure Bo is going to be okay? And at the time, Bo's only a day old, but I've already processed all these things, and this staff member just really put my mind at ease. And I think it was the one thing I needed at that moment. It was the one thing Mahala needed at that moment. We needed to know from somebody who knew that it was going to be okay. And we just needed to relax, take a deep breath, be grateful for that healthy little boy that was in there. Granted, he was on a little oxygen there for a little while and had to sit under the lights for a little bit, but to know he was perfectly healthy and strong was awesome. And I don't know really what I would have done if NCDSA hadn't shown up and helped me process the wonders and the greatness of this new life that we were about to stumble upon.
Our life is normal.
Yeah, completely normal. We do all the same stuff everybody else does. You know, kids are.
There may be a few extra appointments or, a few extra things, but it's normal. It doesn't feel like the different life we thought we were doomed to in the beginning.
Right. And if I could tell any family, reach out to your local organization that deals with Down syndrome. You know, if they're in the Raleigh, North Carolina, Greensboro, Eastern, Western, the entire state, reach out to North Carolina Down Syndrome Alliance. Get connected with some folks that can kind of just guide you. And really, this experience is about can you get some guidance? Can you get some help? Can you get some direction? Mm-hmm. And sometimes that comes in very unique forms.
NCDSA has a parent mentor program, and it's a great program that places new families with parent mentors that have been trained and matches them based on lots of different variables, such as where they live or maybe some kind of medical concern, if they're an adoptive family or have a prenatal diagnosis or a postnatal diagnosis. There's so many ways that that NCDSA ensures that families have a good match with a mentor, and the mentor just kind of links arms with the family and walks through them, especially in the first year of their new child's life. I wanted to be able to return the gift that had been given to me, and full circle moment, I now am the family support specialist with NCDSA, and I am honored to be able to welcome new families. The best part to me is now that I'm in this position for 2.5 years, so now I have parents that were brand new parents who have completed the full circle, and are now parent mentors. And so watching them go from those first moments, just like we did, heartbreak, despair, and a feeling of hopelessness, to now in the position to empower and support other families is really magical.